This is Rich and Trevor from Suffocating Lie. We're just going to talk about, go a little track by track of our new album, Moral Collapse. Boom, boom, boom.
I'm excited for this, man.
Me too.
I haven't actually formally gone through the album and thought about each song track by track, right? And kind of broke it down.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of other work that we've had to deal with.
Yeah, I know, for real. Seriously.
Let's start it off with track number 1.
Alright, track number 1, A Different World. So, A Different World, Topher came up with that concept. Super amazing, because it just, I feel, sucks you in right from the beginning, especially with everything going on in the world.
Yeah, it kind of goes based on what we talked about in the last episode. Or if you guys haven't seen that, check that out.
Please check that
out. It kind of encompasses everything about 2020, right? For you can listen to this record in 10 years, and you can know exactly, what this album's about, when it was recorded, when it was mixed and mastered, all those things going on. It'll bring you right back there.
Apologies Overdue.
Track number 2.
That one came about, I don't remember when it was. I think we were FaceTiming, and Topher started playing it for us. Like, he had the first riff.
Yeah,
I think have anything else.
Yeah, I think those are one of we talked about in the last episode. Those, we sent tracks back and forth, right? We sent drum tracks. There was guitar tracks always being sent back and forth between us. And I think that was one of the first ones that we did. One of the first tracks that was sent.
First ones that
like early on quarantine, where we're like, okay, that works, and then we kind of expanded on it a bit. But I don't think you added lyrics to that one for quite a bit of time, right? It wasn't right away.
No, I did not put lyrics to that one right away. There was a couple of these I didn't put lyrics to quite yet, but this one I didn't put lyrics to until we were in Big Bear. The first Airbnb trip is when I put lyrics to it, because that's when it really finished too. I don't think it was totally done until that trip.
Yeah, we got a lot done that trip. That we talked about. That was a big trip. I like this one a lot, just because it encompasses a lot of, I think, what I really like in a song too. Mm-hmm. We go kind of, how would you describe it, man? I don't know. It's soft, it's slow at the beginning, and then we have some good breakdowns, I think, in there.
Yeah,
I just have some good overall riffs, I feel like, I think it encompasses it really well.
Yeah, I think it really kind of shows our sound pretty well in every single aspect. Like you said, like, it comes in with the heavy riff, goes into like a slower melodic part.
Yeah.
Then it kicks your ass with that heavy riff. Mm-hmm. Catchy choruses.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's probably one of the catchiest choruses we have.
One of the catchiest choruses we have, for sure. One of my favorites, for sure.
Yeah, whenever we play that all together, we're always singing the chorus.
I love that, too, and I love that we're all singing that together.
Yeah. That'll be a crowd interaction one, for sure.
Yeah. Me and Topher did the lyrics for that one. He worked with me on. He had a section of lyrics on that part.
And again, I think that's huge that we've all done that, right? I think everybody has had lyrics on this album.
Everybody has. I made sure to do that. I made sure that everybody has had part of lyrics.
Everybody wrote some lyrics. We've had a lot of guitar riffs come from all of our members, and just overall, again, creativity being poured into one big masterpiece it's quite cool.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Yeah. Third track, Rolling the Dice. Mm-mm. Now, when I think of this track, man, I just think of Big Bear. Because that is where we really wrote this one. And before Big Bear, pre-pandemic, Topher was at my house every week, multiple times a week.
That's right.
And that's when we started this out.
Yeah.
That's when we started this out. And he brought it over as electronic drum kit. And, I brought out my Line 6 little jam amp I've had for 10 years.
That's right, because Drew sent me a clip of you guys jamming that very beginning part.
And that was a fun time, man. We spent a lot of time on that song, and I just think it's a fun song to play. That's the number one song for me to play live. As far as that, I'm excited to. It's the hardest probably to play live for all of us. But it's one of those songs that for me just hits you right away. It's just aggressive.
Punches you in the face.
It's just aggressive, and I
continues
love
to
that.
do so.
Absolutely, it's a long, not a super long song, but like just it doesn't slow down.
It doesn't slow down.
It constantly goes.
Yeah, it's like there's no slow parts of that one. I'm really excited on that one. That one came about really cool. Like
Because I wrote some lyrics with you in the backyard.
You had a lot of lyrics in this one.
Yeah.
A lot of lyrics in this one. I just kind of put some things here and there.
Connected the
little
missing
dotties.
pieces, yeah.
Yeah, but
absolutely.
Me and you worked on the lyrics on this one too. And then, if you saw the last episode, I talked about this. This is the song that I finally had this riff that I have had for years floating around in different songs. Finally got to throw it into this one, and it actually worked perfect. Like, I don't think... I'm so glad it didn't work for any of the other songs, to be honest.
Sure did. But overall, I think a lot of work was put into that, especially with Topher and I starting that out and then working on with lyrics. And this is a song that came pretty quickly as far as all together in Big Bear, but it was a longer process leading up to that.
Yeah.
It's a heavy song. It's fun. I'm excited about that one.
Really good one.
Next one, Black Sheep.
Black Sheep.
Have you heard of Black Sheep yet?
I have not heard this one. No. So you guys should have seen our video.
Yeah.
And if you have not, links either in the description or just type a Suffocating like Black Sheep.
We're actually celebrating over 10,000 streams on Black Sheep, aren't we?
We've got 10,000 organic streams.
We did not pay
for those streams.
We gotta say that nowadays.
Clear.
We gotta say it nowadays.
Yeah, we worked and playlisted and did that little behind the scenes job to get in it. But
absolutely, yeah, I did a really cool music video for that with EQ visuals. So
shout out, shout out, buddy.
We're not gonna talk too much about that one because we already have that song out on YouTube, out on Vivo.
Yeah,
everything's going with that, and That's a fun song to write. That was one of the songs we had on the original EP that, we figured, hey, let's make a music video out of it. We're going to drop that with the EP, and then, like we talked about in the last video, the full album came out of it. So,
yeah.
It's a banger. Definitely listen to it if you haven't checked it out.
I will say, it's probably not about what you think it is when you read the lyrics.
There's no religious thing in there, right?
There's a little bit of religion in there, but...
not as much as people think.
Yeah, not as much as what people think.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I think that I'm completely 100% bashing it, and that's not true.
Right.
Yeah. We'll move on from that. If it's the last thing I do. Number 5. So Drew sent this track pretty early on in quarantine.
Yeah, I think about within the month after things shut down.
Yeah. It was one of the first ones I remember hearing.
Yes.
One of the songs.
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and say this right away. It's probably the most melodic.
Definitely.
One that we have.
Yeah.
I mean, right from the beginning, it is extremely melodic.
Yes.
Quite catchy too.
Yeah. I also want to say that I think when it first starts off, I think that you are gonna think that it's gonna be that vibe the whole way, and then all of a sudden it kind of comes around for a second and then comes back to the melodic. I like how it just kind of goes back and forth from that. But this one was cool because I didn't write lyrics to this for a long time. I just I don't know. It was a really melodic song, and the lyrics that I were writing, the place that I was in at the time, was not meshing right. But then Drew sent me some lyrics, and I was like, oh, these are perfect. So I took those lyrics and kind of did what I did with yours, just fluffed up, put my things here and there, and because I could really relate to what he had sent me to. So whether his was about what I took from it, who knows? I put mine into it. Sure. And that's I really like how that one came out because his lyrics meshed with mine. really made that song come out. His lyrics with that melodic.
Absolutely.
With that melodic stuff is really cool. That's probably one of my favorites. It's one of my favorite choruses.
Yeah. It's a good one.
It's a good chorus.
Yeah. Another song that I think all around encompasses a lot of what we're trying to get across as far as big choruses. Again, most melodic song we have. And it definitely changes up the, how do I say it, the vibe, from the beginning to the middle to the end. So
definitely.
It's a good one. I really like that one a lot, actually. Next one, Filthy Infection.
Track number 6.
What do we say about Filthy Infection?
So, Filthy Infection, as some of you may know, we did release as our third single. Mm-hmm. But we released that kind of as an experiment. I mean, all around it was like an experiment. It was very soon after we had released within weeks of Black Sheep. Yeah. Way too soon, first of all. But
we're learning.
I was also trying to. I was just trying to see if I was trying to kind of do something different.
Yeah.
And I was just like, let's just try this. It was an all experiment. I mean. So, yeah. I mean, we did release it. In the end, I think all of us kind of started talking, and we do like the song, but there were some things about it that we still were not feeling, and we ended up rewriting a little bit.
Yeah.
A few parts.
We didn't change too much. We just beefed it up a little bit.
Yeah, just beefed it up.
I think a little bit to fit more of what we're going for in the style of the overall record.
Yeah.
And I think, I like it a lot. I think it came out great. I think
so too.
It molds together with the record overall really, really well.
Yeah, I think so too. So if you've heard the single version, definitely check this one out. Don't skip over it because...
we threw some things in there that I think are super, super cool. Number 7 is All the Marbles. This was our very, very first single in August 2019.
Yeah, what date did it officially go live? I don't remember.
August 22nd.
I uploaded it on the 22nd. It was
August 25th.
It was the day that we played our first show.
I think it was August 25th was our first show at Chain. First live
22nd.
show. 22nd was our first show?
It was our first show.
So then...
That was because I remember I uploaded it in a bar down the street from Chain Reaction. I literally went to Chain Reaction. I didn't know how to do any of that. Didn't know how to release it. I didn't know anything about pre-save links. Right. I come from the back in the days printing your own booklet for CDs. Right. So I didn't know anything about that. I hadn't even been paying attention.
Yeah.
So I went to the bar, uploaded it, thinking that you could just listen to it right away. But, we played it. I did that first show. That was a good show, too. But, super proud of that song. I think it, it's super freaking heavy. It shows our heavy side.
Yeah, that was the vibe that we wanted to go for as soon as we started recording.
Yeah.
That was the first single we ever recorded, and we tossed around a couple of songs that we wanted to throw down, because we had quite a bit of songs going into that, and we decided All the Marbles was going to be what we put out first.
Yeah.
And every time we play that one live, the shows we played so far, it's been really fun. It's the last one we play, and usually wraps up the show pretty nicely.
It does pretty well.
It's fun, man. It's a good one. I love it. It's been out for a long time, so you probably heard of it. If you haven't, check it out.
Have a lyric video for it that is sick.
Yep.
Topher made that, actually. Our drummer Topher.
Talented,
man.
man.
On that.
Absolutely.
And it's one of my favorites. It's super sick, so check that out.
What's the next one?
Oh, man. Let's Autopilot. Number 8. What would you say about Autopilot?
Dude, I told you this, off camera and stuff. I think Autopilot's my favorite track. I think it's going to be my favorite track. And the reason I think you can be excited for Autopilot, we've talked about this already on the songs, right? This song literally has everything that I love in a metal song, right? It's got literally everything we want. I come from a background of the hate breed and the hardcore, and I'm really influenced by that, and the whole kind of vibe of this song has some elements of that, I think, which I really, really like. But I think we talked about this. This is my favorite chorus we have on the record, probably. It varies. Yes. It varies for me. Like some days I'll be going back and forth, but this chorus and I think how all these riffs blended together, really nice melodies. I think just the transitions are really, really smooth in this song, and the lyrics are probably one of my favorites that we have on this track.
Yeah.
I think everything, again, it relates to people in different ways. The way I take it, it's a personal song to me, and I think that it's one of my favorites for those reasons, and it's gonna be really fun to play this.
It's gonna be fun to play. Yeah, I'm excited to play this one too. I agree. It's probably my favorite chorus as well that we have. Mm-hmm. Both melodically and also lyrically for sure. Yeah, I mean, I was pretty straightforward in this song.
Yeah.
About kind of how I was feeling.
Right.
I think a lot of people can relate to it as well. So.
Yeah.
I still battle with it to this day. So I'm really excited to sing that one at the top of my freaking lungs.
I think a lot of people do.
Yeah.
I think this is like I said, a lot of people can relate to this.
Yeah.
I think it's the topic that is not talked about enough, and I think it's addressed in the song.
It's
And
definitely
I
addressed.
think you're the voice for a lot of people that are going to listen to this one and be like, you know what?
I appreciate that.
This is true, you know, and you definitely got to listen to that chorus. And the whole song, obviously, but definitely check out the chorus. It's a good one.
It's a good chorus.
It's a good one.
I'm excited for that one.
Number 9. Dude, there's so many songs on this album.
There's a lot of songs.
This video's going to be 2 hours long. Number 9 is Lost All Hope. Lost All Hope, like AUTOPILOT for me, very, very personal song.
Yeah.
Because this was the first song Rich and I wrote together, correct? We
wrote
wrote one song before that was not really like for ASL. We kind of just were experimenting a little bit. But this was the first song where we're like, okay, the band that we're going to be starting here, we need to, you know, start writing, and that was the first one that came out.
That was the first one.
Yeah.
I remember when that came out in your backyard. I even remember putting you having just a couple riffs and showing me, and I'll be like, put that one with this one.
Yeah, he did an excellent job of putting everything where it needs to go. He put everything where it needs to go, and Lost All Hope was a fun one.
Lyrics are really personal as well.
Yeah.
I was really straightforward on that one too, where it's just it's literally about battling depression and your inner demons and just trying to get through it.
Right.
So yeah, it's a personal one.
There's a theme in every song that we have, you know, and I think that one is a big theme of this one. You know, I think the chorus again on this one really, really nice, and we added some changes to this one after Topher joined. We had a pretty basic foundation, and we never recorded it, but we played live all the time. And then once Topher joined, we kind of experimented a little bit more, added some extra drum fills, added a little break in there that I think complements the song really, really well.
It does, yeah.
You know, I think overall it just it's the one that I really, really like. Mainly just for the memories that we have with it. You know, I think, like I said, it's personal for us because that was a defining start to us, and just definitely overall good track. I like to hear it because I know exactly where we were in the process doing it.
Exactly, so. It's fun. It's a good one.
10?
It's a good one. Number 10, Vulture Poacher. Now, this track, I won't go too in detail with, but I do love the way that it was kind of written. There's been a bunch of different parts in this song. Like, I remember the first time Topher showed us the riff, certain elements were not in. The next time there was like a really heavier element that was in it. I got to throw another riff into this one. We just kind of when I was recording the lyrics to this one with Topher, we kind of were able to come up with the whole ending basically. Yeah. The whole ending is kind of what we came up with while we were recording, which is pretty cool.
This is the last one we recorded, right?
This was the very last track.
Last track
that we recorded. I remember when I finished the final vocal take. I'll never forget. I finished that final vocal take, and I just looked at Topher and we're like, "We're done, bro."
Yeah,
we're done.
That's
bro.
like it's not like we're done. Like, oh, thank God. It's like we're done. That's a lot more work than we thought.
Yeah, exactly.
And it just on top of jobs, on top of life, on top of circumstances and obstacles. It's just that feeling is something. That call that I got from you is, bro. Yeah. We're done with the album. It's in post production. I'm like. Oh, gosh. And then there's a whole other aspect of worry as far as promotion and merch. And now we're I mean, dude, I haven't picked up a guitar in so long. It's all business focused, man. Promotions, getting the word out there, getting people to listen to it, sharing it, all that stuff, man. It takes a lot of work. I like this one a lot. I think again, it's one of those. I feel like it's still different than the other ones, as far as
definitely is different.
Kind of the vibe.
It's definitely a different vibe, but it's one of my favorites, man. The chorus on it is a different catchy, than you're used to, and I really like that. I'm not gonna go too deep with the lyrical content just yet. It's pretty straightforward of what I feel. It's just about a little thing going on in our society that I feel that has become that what started out something that was really beneficial and good has become toxic.
Yeah.
Same with social media and things like that. You know, some things that just start out with good intentions will become more evil than something else, and that's kind of what that song's about.
Absolutely.
Always feeling like I'm barely trudging on.